He's breadcrumbing you. He ain't too busy. Ain't a whole lot of stuff going on in his life right now. A whole lot of stuff on his mind lately. He gonna get to you, and just as soon as he get done with this project at work, as soon as he finish traveling and get back in town for whatever, he's breadcrumbing you. He introduced you to a vibe he couldn't sustain. He started you off on something, but he ain't consistent with it. Once he's gotten whatever he wanted from you, once you started letting your guard come down, it wasn't that you did something wrong. He's breadcrumbing you. He's giving you just enough to keep you hanging on, just enough to keep you answering the phone, to keep you texting back, to keep you from blocking him online. That way he can get what he wants from you when it's convenient for him, even though the way that he's treating you is hurting you. That's what I just told my little cousin. I'm going to go into it a little bit deeper, because when a man starts to breadcrumb you, you end up getting to this space, this category of a woman in a man's eyes that he'll never respect. He only going to waste your time. But before we really get into it, because it's going to be a great one, let me know you guys can see and hear me clearly. Put your state where you tuning in from. Put your state down in the comments where you tuning in from. If I'm coming through clearly, you guys can see and you can hear me. A couple of seconds, we're going to do this mic check before we get into the topic of breadcrumbing, what that is and why it's so dangerous, even though a lot of people don't know. Or put a thumbs up, heart, some type of reaction. Let me know you guys can see and hear me. All right. I see him coming in. All right, so like I said, I was just talking to my little cousin. She's getting a little older now, in her early 20s. I don't want to put her out too much or whatever, but she's noticing a consistent theme amongst guys and was asking me, is that, a young guy thing? Do all guys do this, or most guys, or whatever? And that's that once her and a dude like really start getting serious, a couple of months in or something like that, she notices that it starts to taper off the investment, the energy, the excitement that he had, the amount of time that he's willing to make. And, the excuses start to ramp up about why he can't do these things. And she just starts to feel like she's kind of being starved out a bit. But the moment that she really wants to leave, then he wants to kind of step it up. Y'all put I down in the chat if you've ever experienced anything like this, because I told her, like I'm going to tell y'all, when a man does that, he's breadcrumbing. He's breadcrumbing. It's not that, every man is supposed to have capacity to be in a relationship, et cetera, et cetera. But if he's doing all of this and he still wants certain things from you, like if he's only hitting you up when it's convenient, if he's only making just enough time and just enough conversation and just enough priority to keep you from walking away, that's breadcrumbing. And for people that don't know what breadcrumbing is, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's actually a term used to describe when a person gives a person just enough investment and energy, typically in the dating phase, but it happens in relationships too, but gives them just enough to keep them from leaving, but never enough to really fulfill them, never really enough to meet their standards, never really enough to reciprocate. So like, again, whenever it's the conversation is starting to dwindle, whenever the time being made is starting to dwindle, when those text messages get replied to hours and hours later, or as soon as you start showing some signs of like, you really getting tired of this, you're getting fed up, now you disinterested, here it come, that's breadcrumbing. It's almost like love bombing, but like an intermittent type of love bombing, just enough to keep you on. And it's one of the telltale signs a man is going to waste your time. When a man is giving you basically the bare minimum, he's going to waste your time. He's already wasting your time in a relationship. And that's one of the worst things you can let a man do. Why? Because we can always get money back. Let a person waste your money way before you let him waste your time. We can't get that back. We know how much money is in the bank. We don't know how much time we got left on this earth. And I mean, I've talked about this before when we discussed when a person is going to waste your time, when a man is going to waste your time, he's going to breadcrumb you. Or he's going to do things like he's going to make excuses for everything. He's a default victim. You ask him about his past, ask him about how things are going at work. He's always the victim. Everybody got it out for him. That man is going to waste your time. He ain't got no structure to his life. That man is going to waste your time. He ain't got no priorities. That man is going to waste your time. And another one, and even though this ain't the subject we're going to talk about today, when a man is dating you while he is dead broke, he is going to waste your time. Hey, everybody can get mad all they want to. Y'all can get mad at me. I'll be the bad guy. When a man is dating you while dead broke, not meaning he got a, less than fancy car, he ain't got tens of thousands of dollars in the bank, not talking about that. But when a man is dead broke to the point, he either needs your money from time to time, or he's so stressed out, he's rarely present in conversations. Like that's all he can talk about. When he's dead broke and he's still trying to date you in the beginning, he ain't got no priorities. By default, at absolute best, he's going to breadcrumb you because he can't keep up any type of mutual experiences, any type of dates. It definitely no gifts. We ain't got to talk about that. But again, he's going to be stressed out. Like he's going to breadcrumb you by default But most times, what happens is when a man is out here trying to sling poverty penis, he's looking for help. He ain't looking for a woman's love. He's looking for a woman to be a come up. Eventually, it may start off where, oh, I would never ask you for anything. I could never ask you for anything. Ladies, put I down in the chat. If you try dating down financially, or date not just down, but a guy who is definitely on hard times in between jobs, staying with somebody else right now, didn't have any type of consistent income. Things may have started out okay, but eventually he started asking for things. Eventually, whenever you started saying no, if you were one of the ones that said no, he started losing interest. Straight up. Look, I've had money. I've been broke. I'm not here to shame anybody. And a guy who ain't got no money right now, he may be totally, ambitious and have a plan and all of that stuff. But a man who has any type of integrity, when he ain't got no money in the beginning stages, he gonna let you know, now it's not the time for me. We can be friends. You ain't got to take yourself off the market. You ain't got to wait for me. You ain't got to have sex with me. None of that. Right now, as a man, I got to get certain things in order first. That's when a man is just, hey, I ain't got no money right now, whatever. And he getting that together. But when a man is dating you while broke, he expect to still go out. He can barely even afford to go out. And he's still dating you. That man's going to waste your time. But back to the subject, breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing. Because I'll get to going. Breadcrumbing is so dangerous to accept, to tolerate, because it's one of the fastest ways to become the woman no woman needs to be. And that's the woman that a man knows ain't going nowhere. The woman that ain't going nowhere. The woman that, hey, she ain't going nowhere. No matter how I treat her, she ain't going nowhere. No matter how many dates I skip out on, she ain't going nowhere. No matter how many times we together and I'm still on my phone the entire time and barely even made time here, I only gave her spare time, she ain't going. That's the worst place to be. And a lot of y'all end up there because out of your good heart, out of your seeing the potential of a man, you just feel like, oh, you know what? It'll be okay. I don't want to be the one that gives up too soon and walks away too soon. Look, it's so much better to be the woman that walks away too soon than the woman that overstays her welcome in a man's life to the point where you're tolerated, you're not appreciated. Because you think, oh, I'm just going to wait out this season of him giving me little bitty breadcrumbs here and there. No, you become the woman a man will never respect. And that's the woman that ain't going nowhere, no matter what. The unconditional love and all of that stuff, especially when y'all ain't even married. In the dating phase or relationship phase, it's dangerous. You can't be there unconditionally for a person these days because that's exactly what conditions they'll meet. None. They won't meet any conditions to keep you safe, any conditions to reciprocate, any conditions to meet you halfway. Any. When you breadcrumbing. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring the worst out of you. Now, all of a sudden, you consume with why, what's wrong with you, that he doesn't want to hang out with you. Now you consume with how you can people please your way back into his priority list, when clearly you ain't a priority of his. And that's a harsh reality to accept. It's not one that you should internalize, but it may be the truth of who you're dealing with. Now you over here, you putting all this energy into that instead of putting your energy into being the best version of yourself that you were created to be. And y'all know my motto. When a woman is loved correctly, she becomes 10 times the woman that she was before. Love. Missing ingredient for a lot of y'all in terms of the relationships that you're in, because if you're going to be with somebody, they're going to have an impact on your mental health, your physical health, your ambition, all of that. Why not be with somebody who does have you as a priority? Somebody you don't have to beg to grow up because they came into the relationship already grown. Nobody's perfect, but it don't take perfection to be present. It don't take perfection to protect your heart. It don't take perfection to be accountable. It don't take perfection to give the same energy that you give so freely to others. To have your back like you have everybody else back. To have somebody who's there for you, to be there for you, the same way you're there for them. It don't take perfection to be that. But whenever you start tolerating and accepting breadcrumbs, you're disrespecting yourself. We talked about that before. But the more that a man's love allows you to respect yourself, because now he's met the standard. Maybe he probably wasn't even on that to begin with. But if he rose up to the occasion, or he came in already flying high and all that kind of stuff, the best of you will come forth in that relationship. And some of y'all have never been able to experience that because you don't even know the 5 signs that a man will properly love you. Something that we discussed in depth on my free masterclass, the benefits of a properly loved woman, which is coming down soon, by the way. So if you haven't gotten access to that free masterclass, get access now. For over an hour, we went in on this topic. It's pinned down in the comments. And it's also in the caption whenever you back out. The benefits of a properly loved woman. How a woman changes whenever she's loved properly. What it takes in order to love a woman properly. How you can evaluate a man in the very beginning, whether or not he can love you properly. But back to what we were saying, breadcrumbing. It is a form of emotional abuse, especially if you tolerate it over time. It's a manipulative tactic of control to keep you on the hook, to keep you on the line so that you don't go and find somebody who actually deserves you, somebody who's better. It keeps you from looking out. So all of y'all who be loyal to a man's potential while ignoring his reality, y'all need to listen up. Y'all need this more than ever. Don't let no man breadcrumb you. You deserve to feel overly full. You deserve to wake up every day just asking God, like, how can a love like this possibly even exist? How could I have not known that a love like this existed? Thanking him, not wondering if God even exists because of how badly you being treated. And I'm just being straight up with you. But if you got anything from this, share this right now. Share this with somebody on your timeline who might be getting breadcrumb, who needs this conversation right now. And don't forget to get access to the free masterclass before it comes down. I don't want y'all to miss out. Benefits of a properly loved woman. Click right here, pinned down in the comments, also in the caption whenever you back out. Holla at y'all, lady. Y'all be good.